Okay, so we're finally here to talk about your why. Now, you're probably saying, well, why did we wait all these days until we got to this point? Why did we focus on our three to thrive, our big bodacious goals, our win the day in order to be extraordinary? Well, because most people like the mechanics of how to get something. Most people want the steps to get something. And if you did only those things, you would be far ahead of the game. But this, my friends, is the piece de resistance. This is the thing that changes the entire game. And once you get this, you'll be well on your way to Manifestiny. Now, there's no way I can cover all of this in this short period of time right here, right now. But in our Manifestiny courses and our work, we spend a lot of time on this. And this changes everything. Really having a compelling why takes everything you do to a different level. And it is not about sitting down and deciding. Your why isn't a decision that you make in your head. It's a journey, it's a process, or it's put on your heart at a young age. It comes to people in different ways, but it's all a matter of doing, it's a matter of experiencing, it's a matter of living, and then finding that passion that lights you up like nothing else and drives you. It is the supercharged twin turbo in your body that takes you towards your Manifestiny. It makes you become extraordinary. And it is the juice of life that if you have not embraced, you, my friends, are missing out. Now, I'll tell you a story about my why, because it started for me really at a very young age. I, if you know me, have always written, make a difference, ... every day. And that was really something that I felt when I was 3 years old, because I was born into a family that had a handicapped brother that was older than me. And it was just the two of us. And everything in my life was really framed around that, around being around someone who was different, being around someone who people could bully or make fun of. And in my body, and truly I embodied this in every moment, every breath, I knew that I had to make a difference, that I had to be that person who stepped up, stepped in, had the compassion, had the understanding, sought to understand, sought to fix something. And that went from make a difference every day to set a precedent. And set a precedent every day for me was like, teach people, educate them about people that are different, show them that everyone has this incredible place in this planet to thrive and to contribute. And it makes us all better along the way. So it went from make a difference every day to set a precedent. And then it evolved to be extraordinary. And that evolved actually to Manifestiny, which was Manifest Destiny, which came in the 6th grade when we were learning about Manifest Destiny in history. And I was like, this is my calling card. I need to manifest destiny. I need to do this. And that morphed into Manifestiny. And so that was on my heart and still is in everything I do. There isn't a moment in any day that isn't part of who I am. That's a part of the engine that makes me. So when you're looking for your why, I ask you to dig deep here. And this isn't easy, but it isn't a thought process. It's an introspection about really what's driving you forward. What is it that lights you up? What is it that you just can never tolerate? What is it that upsets you? What is it that makes you want to go the distance? You know, and if you have kids, you could say, you know, I want to give them the best education. But why do you want to give them the best education? Take that why 7 layers deep. Start digging to what is the real driver. Because sure, I want to build Manifestiny, the company. And sure, I want to do great things for the planet, because it all goes back to my thesis of who I am, of making that difference, of setting a precedent. You know, we got rid of plastic in our house about 15 years ago, because I thought, well, it begins with me, right? But it all still goes back to what I felt as that 3-year-old. And it is the same for many people. It might not have been when you were 3, it might have come in when you were 12. Frankly, it could have happened when you were 21. But what are those things that are driving it? And I'll give you another example. I have a very good friend who is now a billionaire. And I've known him since he's probably in his early 20s, right after he got out of college. And his driver was, when he was young, he was really smart, but kids made fun of him and he could never like make friends easily and stuff. And his driver was like, I want everyone to want to be friends with me. I want any girl to want to go out with me. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that drove him to incredible success. And today he's, at the forefront of one of the wealthiest men in the world. And, and he's in those drivers. Sometimes your drivers are inspiration. Sometimes they're desperation. Sometimes it's out of, what you fear or what you won't tolerate. Or it could be that, your parents were both incredible doctors and they served and you got to see them heal people. And so you have this in your heart that you want to heal people. I have another example. I have another friend who also happens to be a billionaire. Okay. And he was born into a very wealthy family. In fact, his father was one of the wealthiest men in the country that he was born in. And he was the second son. And his whole life as a youngster, he always felt like, you know what? I don't want to be the second son that lives off the fat of the land. I want to make my own name. I want to have my own thing. And so he did. In fact, he created a company that is a worldwide brand. He is a billionaire in his own right, earned every penny himself, completely self-made, even though he's from a family of billionaires. And the work he's done is studied today at Harvard. So once you find that engine, once you find that passion, once you find that, you unleash unlimited power. And so finding that, getting there, digging deep, gives you the engine to get whatever you want. So I didn't start with this on our Be Extraordinary mission, because until you kind of have the steps and the strategy and a couple of bullet points, because we all want that quick fix. Okay, what are the 10 things? And yes, the 10 things work. Everything that we've been talking about works. But this changes everything. Once you know your why, once you know what is the engine that really fuels you, you're better qualified to do anything you want to do. You're more confident because you feel it. It tingles. It's in every cell in your body. And you're more fulfilled. And my friends, you can have the most amazing success, and we all know people that have it and are completely unfulfilled. That is true failure. So on that note, I'd love to hear your thoughts on your why. Take your time. If you don't know your why, by the way, just start getting in touch with yourself. Wake up an hour early with a journal, sit there and just go, what's been driving me my whole life? Dig deep. It's worth it. You will be extraordinary. Thank you for your time today. I love you guys.